Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a bit of a dip, Bitcoin down approximately 2.5%, and Ethereum right around that $3,000 mark, down approximately 1.5%. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, yes, they're in the red, Near Protocol, Aptos, TIA, and many others. However, guys, we're getting a few little bounces across the market. OKB, TON, and Doge holding up pretty good. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about Ethereum being a leading indicator for the altcoins. I'm wondering what ETH has to say about the current sell-off. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's take a look at what's happening here in this market. Bitcoin getting a bit of a sell-off right now as we speak. We do see a bit of a sell-off throughout the market. We see the overall total market cap coming down to about $2.4 trillion, while we see a bit of volume kind of decrease, meaning that there could be a bit of divergence here in the next little while. But you know, we could expect that the market in general is trying to find its footing, trying to find its bottom, and we see that Bitcoin, you know, as long as it doesn't make a lower low, we could be making a nice double bottom, some sort of, you know, confirmation low, higher low, where eventually we might get that pivot point. Of course, guys, we'll be looking at Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Ethereum today. Today I want to focus on the two heavyweights, Bitcoin and Ethereum. What is Ethereum going to be doing here in the next little while, given the fact that it's only down 0.2% in the last 24 hours, while Bitcoin is down 1.7% and pushing to lower levels. Now, is this a sign that maybe we're going to see the altcoin market outperform Bitcoin and maybe get a nice little bounce throughout the altcoin market, given that in the last little while they have been the biggest losers in the last little while? So maybe that could be the case. All right, guys, let's continue scraping through the market and see what kind of opportunities we can kind of snipe here. Solana looking good as far as going sideways still, as long as it doesn't make that lower low. Same with BNB, you know, in a nice little range happening here. And yes, it's down approximately 4%, but guys, as long as it doesn't make that lower low, maybe Solana is in a great buy opportunity. Solana at $136, guys. You know, this is the thing, guys. We're coming down significantly. You know, it's almost half price if you think about it. It's down 25% in the last little while, but remember the days where Solana was hovering around that $200 mark. So we are definitely in a good opportunity here to scale into some of our favorite altcoins. Let's continue coming down. Coin not taking a break, no chill whatsoever. It is still holding up, kind of going sideways. There's a lot of bullishness regarding the Coin narrative. So I'm not expecting huge retracements. However, guys, if Bitcoin does take a bigger dip, none of these bullish altcoins are going to withstand the wrath of Bitcoin. Not even Coin, not even Ethereum, no Dogecoin, none of them. They will come down to those lower levels, and we have to be prepared for that. Psychologically, emotionally, and of course economically, align those portfolios correctly so that you have some dry powder ready to deploy upon a retracement. Dogecoin does look like it wants to dip. However, it's up 4% today. However, look at that, you know, a little bit of a retracement to the upside. Do we get a continuation down? And that's the thing here. A lot of us are waiting to see if we get a confirmation low that is higher than the previous low. If we make that lower low, guys, the trend is our friend, in the sense that the trend is coming down and the retracement is not over. AVAX in the same position. You can see a lot of these altcoins are pretty much the same. Look at this cookie cutter, straight down. All of these are producing the same type of price action. That means that there is a big consensus throughout the market that we should be coming down in the next little while. However, these little dips are only 1 or 2%. They're nothing major, right? You could see that 1.7, 1.6, and so on. Near Protocol taking a bigger dip, of course, down 32% in the last 7 days, down 6%. Guys, these are great opportunities, no doubt, but I'm not going to be buying every single little dip. I look for double-digit dips. I already accumulated yesterday. I came out and let you guys know that I was buying the dip on the Discord early in the morning, and the night before, I was definitely buying the dips because I felt like, you know, we're at a good level. And it doesn't mean that I deployed all my capital. It just means that, look, it's a good opportunity to start building a position. Now, in order for it to justify another buy or another round of buying, I need to see more double-digit dips. I need to see the price really fall, because if not, I'm just accumulating within the same range. And that is totally fine once we build confirmations. Right now, there's no confirmation that we've hit a bottom just yet. But when we do get that pivot, when we get signs of a pivot, some sort of pattern with bullish divergence and, you know, maybe inverse head and shoulders, W formations, cup and handles, Adam and Eves, whatever it is that we find, we could definitely build a bit of confidence with that confluence in the price action and the momentum and all of that good stuff, that we can build positions in horizontal. However, as the price keeps on falling, if we make a lower low, guys, the trend is to the downside, and we need to take advantage of further dips, and it could be double-digit dips. So this is why I am slowly deploying and getting in when I see confirmation. So that's what I'm saying here in the market. Just be slow and steady. Don't do anything rash, because ultimately, you know, having a bit of dry powder on the side is the best policy at the current moment. You know, stacks up down approximately 5.3%, and you can see that even Tau, such a bullish project, is down 10%. You know, maybe we could start making a trend to the downside in the next little while. And I'm curious as what's happening here with OKB. We know that the Asia market, it came out hot with its ETF news, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF coming out of China. Guys, bullish, bullish, bullish. I know that we focus on America significantly, and the market in general focuses on America significantly. But guys, the rest of the world is definitely active, and maybe we need to start shifting our attention to other big players out there, because they are leading the way. You know, America is no longer the leader in a lot of these things, and unfortunately, we need to look to other countries to see what kind of path they are paving, you know, for us to kind of take. The path of least resistance it is. OKB looking pretty good. Let's continue coming down. We have Arbitrum taking a bit of a dip, and you can see another round of cookie cutter type of price action. All of them are very, very similar. You know, even VeChain is up 3%, but it's still taking a dip. And as we see these dips, transform and continue, you know, coming down, we need to be prepared, guys. There's nothing really actionable here at the current moment. Core up 60%, guys. Crazy times to see projects running like this. Of course, a lot of hype, a lot of, you know, FOMO, about 60% pump to the upside. Great stuff there. BitGet doing its thing, kind of trying to hold up. Zebek protocol, I'm not sure what that is, but it's up 23%. That's interesting. I'm quite interested, never mind. And we see a lot of these pops to the upside and a lot of dips to the downside. This is the game here, guys. We don't know where the volatility is going to take us. Number one, we don't know where the world is going to take us. We know the turmoil in the world is definitely there. We always have things to take advantage of, but when there's civil unrest in the world, guys, there's a lot of emotion and a lot of volatility in the markets and in daily life. So guys, pay attention, because this could be the opportunity. All right, guys, let's jump right into the charts, because the rest of it, as you can see, is quite similar. Let's jump right into the Bitcoin chart. Let's do that. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. We'll jump into an Ethereum in a second. Bitcoin still within range. Nothing to worry about just yet. What I like is that, you know, we're hesitating right here at the bottom. We are looking for support. We need this double bottom. We didn't quite make a absolute double bottom, but we did make a higher low if you exclude the wicks, which is a good sign, because that buy pressure definitely bought up that dip so quick that it left the wick. So let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. At the end of the day, guys, I'm expecting this to eventually transform into a bull flag. However, if we do break below the thick white line, which is at about $60,900, guys, I'm expecting a dip. Now, the next level that I'm watching out for is about 52, which is the horizontal support below the volume gap, and based on that, we do see a bit of diagonal support and a bit of consolidation. And better yet, guys, we have the 200 daily EMA trailing right behind this price action, ready to act as support. So I kind of like this. There's a lot of confluence here. We have diagonal, we have horizontal based on, you know, bottom of the volume gap, and we have the 200 daily EMA that frequently acts as support as the price does fall. Now, we do see that the momentum, let me show you what I mean here. The momentum, the purple line, is dipping down ever so slightly, which means that we could get oversold, which means that the dip is not done. Okay, the MACD, EMAs facing down, red histogram bars. That means the dip is not done. And we do see some confirmations here. Obviously, my indicator here is showing me red diamonds. In addition to that, an expansion to the downside is forming, as you can see right here. Eventually, this will get bigger and bigger and bigger and may resemble something like this, something like that, maybe even something like this. So we got to see what happens here. As long as the momentum is pushing downwards and we're seeing an expansion build and the MACD is facing down in this bearish stance, guys, this sell-off is not over. In this case, the pressure on the momentum and the trend is not over, okay? The negative pressure. So again, I am prepared for lower levels, but I am also preparing for a bounce off of here just in case this becomes a bull flag or we come down, sweep the lows, get a nice bounce and continue to the upside. Either way, I want to be prepared for that bounce, but at the same time, I'm not deploying all my capital. No leverage right now, guys. It's very, very risky to get into leverage, particularly right now. We don't know what's going to be happening. If we get closer to the horizontal and we get signs of a bounce, then maybe put a stop loss right here at the bottom and build a position and expect a bounce to the upside. But right now, Bitcoin is not giving us an edge, particularly on the daily. If we get onto the 4-hour, we get a bit of price action here, which is looking okay. Let's kind of zoom in here. We can see lower lows right here, and then all of a sudden, maybe we make another lower low, which won't be the greatest look. However, we'll get the beginning of some class A bullish divergence on the momentum. What we're looking for ultimately to see signs of divergence is lower lows on the price action, which we've been having already. Exclude those wicks, guys. That's very important. Let me kind of zoom in here a little bit because I know my TA could be a bit messy unless I zoom in. You can see that we got lower lows and we might come down for another lower low. And if that's the case, we at least want to maintain an upward sloping trend based on this low and this low right here. That we're potentially going to form. Let me zoom in a little bit more. You can see this purple line. We want it higher than this low. That would give us a class A bullish divergence. But at this current moment, we're making right now, all the best that we could do is class B, given that we're coming down, maybe double bottom type of thing, and we make this class B bullish divergence. So we've seen that invalidations do happen, guys. So be careful here. You know, making that lower low on Bitcoin and holding support here might be great, but let's see what happens with the class A. Lower low on the price action, higher low on the RSI, class A bullish divergence. The MACD, EMA cross to the downside, one little red histogram bar, guys, not looking great. A bit of indecision here, of course, but the 4-hour, guys, we're waiting for support. That's all it is. It's quite early to look for a bullish setup. We're just trying to stay one step ahead of the market at the current moment. All right, guys, let's jump right into the Ethereum chart. What is ETH talking about here lately? Guys, very similar to Bitcoin, trying to hold that horizontal support. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. You can see that the daily is holding very nicely. We got a couple of bounces right here. This horizontal line has been in here, has been on this chart for a long time. If you have been following the channel, you know that I try desperately to try to stay one step ahead and have that plan ready to go. And all of this TAs stems from previous price action. That's all it is. I had this horizontal line based on previous price action, and we're seeing that the ETH price is definitely respecting it. Now, do we get a bit of a bounce here? Maybe make a lower high, another lower low? Is the trend going to be our friend here? You can see that we're making lower lows and lower highs. Is this an ABC correction and then we're done? Maybe ABC and then another expansion. We have to see what happens here. The 200 daily is definitely grinding to the upside here. We're looking pretty good. We have the horizontal support doing really great, but again, just like Bitcoin, we have a few signs of negativity on both momentum and trend strength. This momentum is showing that the momentum wants to get oversold, guys. The purple line trying to get oversold, and we see that the expansion has begun, and there's no sign of weakness on this expansion. So we got to be patient. We're seeing red diamonds across the market right here as we do see this dip, and the purple line, if it does come down to oversold conditions, expect more sell-off. We could come all the way down to the 200 daily. We can come down to about $2,500 more or less to touch this cluster of support at this green arrow, and eventually that would just be a back test of previous price action. And this is a heavyweight. Ethereum is a heavyweight. It would be really nice to get some confirmations for a bullish rally from the altcoin market based on Ethereum's lead. The MACD, guys, looking bearish. EMAs facing down, red histogram bars to the downside. No sign of support just yet. No sign of a reversal just yet. Just bearish conditions with regard to trend strength to the downside in the bearish control zone. So that's what we got here, guys. We got to be very careful here because the 4-hour hour is not really giving us an edge. The 4 hour might be giving us an edge story, but the daily is not. And you can see that we're making lower lows right here. Lower lows. Do we make a higher low? Nothing yet, guys. The expansion, looked like it was about to finish, but look at this reversal. Maybe we do something like this where we come down again. You can see the MACD. Maybe we get an EMA cross to the downside. The green histogram bars are still there. Perhaps we do something like this where we fake people out, that we're going to close and then we don't, and then we get another pop up. So generally speaking, guys, you can see that both the 4 hour and the daily are not the strongest indications just right now. It's time to just chill out. It's time to prepare for lower levels if it does happen, and also prepare for potential bounce as we see confirmations. Guys, I'm going to be watching these targets, watching these charts. Join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern, and we'll definitely talk about crypto news and price action. It is definitely a great place and time to make those requests, and I'll put them in top priority. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.